Hello, Mark. I'm Jason, 49 from A class. Now I'm going to read the article this week. Now let's begin. Tag, watch, read, attend, participate, about, search, log in, set up, subtitles and transcript. Ruth Chang, how to make hard choices. Think of a hard choice you will face in the near future. It might be between two careers, artist and accountant, or place to live, the city or the country, or even between two people to marry. You could marry Betty or you could marry Lolita. Or it might be a choice about whether to have children, to have an alien parent moving with you, to raise your child in a religion that your partner lives by but leaves you cold, or whether to donate your life saving to a charity. Chances are the hard choice you thought of was something big, something momentous, something that matters to you. Hard choices seem to be occasions for agonizing, hard-wailing, the gnashing of teeth. But I think we've misunderstood the hard choices and the role they play in our lives. Understanding hard choices uncover a hidden power each of us possesses. What makes a choice hard is the way the alternatives relate. In any easy choice, one alternative is better than the other. In a hard choice, one alternative is better in some ways, the other alternative is better than other ways, and neither is better than the other overall. You agonize over whether to stay in your current job in a city or uproot your life for more challenging work in a country because staying is better in some ways, moving is better in others, and neither is better than the other overall. We shouldn't think that all hard choices are big. Let's say you are deciding what to have for breakfast. You could have higher fiber bran cereal or chocolate donut. Suppose what matters in the choice is the tastiness and the healthfulness. The cereal is better for you. The donut tastes way better, but neither is better than the other overall. A hard choice. Realizing that small choices could also be hard may make be hard choices seem less intractable. After all, we managed to figure out what to have for breakfast, so maybe we can figure out whether to stay in a city or uproot the new job in the country. We also shouldn't think that hard choices are hard because we are still stupid. When I graduated from college, I couldn't decide between two careers, philosophy and law. I really love philosophy. There are amazing things you can learn as a philosopher, and all from the comfort of the armchair. But I came from a modest immigrant family where my idea of luxury was having a pork tongue and jelly sandwich, and a jelly sandwich in my school lunchbox. So the thought of spending my whole life sitting around in the armchair just thinking, well, that struck me as the height of extravagance and variety. So I got out my yellow page, I drew a line down the middle, and I tried my best to think of the reason for I tried my best to think of reason for and against each alternative. I remember thinking to myself, if only I knew what my life in each career would be like. If only God or Netflix would send me a DVD of my two possible future careers, I big said. I compared them side by side. I said that one was better and the choice would be easy. But I got no DVD. And because I couldn't figure out which was better, I do what many of us do in hard choices. I took the safest option. Fear of being an unemployed philosopher led me to become a lawyer. And as I discovered, lawyering didn't quite fit. It wasn't who I was. So now I am a philosopher and I study hard choices. And I can tell you that fear of unknown, while a common motivational default in the dealing with the hard choice, rests on a mixed conception of land. It's a mistake to think that in the hard choices, one alternative really is better than the other. But we were too stupid to know which, and since we don't know which, we might as well take the least risky option. When taking two alternatives side by side with full information, a choice could be still hard. Hard choices are hard not because of us or our ignorance. They are hard because there is no best option. Now, if there's no best option, if the scales don't tip in the favor of the one alternative over another, then surely the alternative must be equally good. So maybe the right thing to say in the hard choices is that they are between equally good options, but that can be right. If alternatives are equally good, you should just flip a coin between them, and it seems a mistake to think. Here's how you should decide between careers, places to live, people to marry. Flip a coin. There's another reason for thinking that hard choices are choices between equally good options. Suppose you have a choice between two jobs. You can be an investment banker or a graphic artist. There's a variety of things that matter in such a choice, like the excitement of work, achieving financial security, having time to raise a family, and so on. Maybe the artist's career puts you on the cutting edge of new forms of pictorial expression. Maybe the banking career puts you on the cutting edge of new forms of financial manipulation. Image the two jobs however you like so that neither is better than the other. Now suppose we improve one of them a bit. Suppose the bank willing you adds $500 a month to your salary. Does the extra money now make the banking job better than the artist one? Not necessarily. A higher salary makes the banking job better than it was before, but it might not be enough to make the being banker better than being an artist. But if an improvement in one of the jobs doesn't make it better than the other, then the two original jobs could have been equally good. If you start with two things that are equally good and you improve one of them, it now must be better than the other. That's not the case with options in hard choices. So now we got a puzzle. We got two jobs. Neither is better than the other, nor are they equally good. So how are we supposed to choose? Something seems to have gone wrong here. Maybe the job itself is problematic and the comparison is possible, but that can't be right. It's not like we are trying to choose between two things that couldn't be compared. We are weighing the merits of two jobs. After all, not the merits of number 9 and the plate of fried eggs. A comparison of overall merits of two jobs is something we can make and one we often do make. I think the puzzle arises because the unreflective assumption we make about value. We unwittingly assume that values like justice, beauty, kindness, and are akin to the scientific quantities like length, mass, and weight. Take any comparative question not involving values such as which of two suitcases is heavier. There are only three possibilities. The weight of one is greater, lesser, or equal to the weight of the other. properties like weight can be represented by real numbers 1, 2, 3, and so on. And there are only three possible comparisons between any two real numbers. One number is greater, lesser, or equal to the other. Not so with value. As post-enlightenment creatures, we tend to assume that scientific thinking holds the key to everything of importance in our world, but the world of value is different from the world of science. The stuff of one world can be quantified by real numbers. The stuff of the other world can't. We shouldn't assume that the world of ease, of length and weight has the same structure of the world of the old of what we should do. So, if what matters to us a child's delight, the love you have for your partner could be represented by your real numbers, then there's no reason to believe that in the choice there are only three possibilities. That one alternative is better, worse, or equally to the other. We need to introduce a new false relation beyond being better, worse, or equal. That describes what's going on in hard choices. I like to say that the alternatives are on a par. When alternatives are on the par, it may matter every which you choose. It may matter very much which you choose, but one alternative is not better than the other. Rather, the alternatives are in the same neighborhood of value, in the same league of value, while at the same time being very different in the kind of value. That's why the choice is hard. Understanding hard choices in this way uncovers something about ourselves we didn't know. Each of us has the power to create reason. Imagine a world in which every choice you face is an easy choice. That is, there's always a best alternative. If there's a best alternative, then that's the one you should choose. Because part of being rational is doing the better thing rather the worst thing. Choosing what you have most reason to choose. In such a world, we have most reason to wear black socks instead of pink socks, to eat cereal instead of donuts, to live in the city rather than in the country, to marry Betty instead of Lolita. A world full of the only easy choices would enslave us to reason. When you think about it, it's nuts to believe that the reason given to you dictated that you had the most reason to pursue the exact hobbies you do, to live your exact house you do, to work at the exact job you do. Instead, in face alternatives that were on the par hard choices. And you make reason for yourself to choose the hobby, the house, and the job. When alternatives are on the par, the reason given to us, the ones that determine whether we make a mistake, are silent as to what to do. It's here, in the space of hard choices, that we get to exercise our normative power, the power to create reason for yourself, to make yourself into a kind of person for whom country living is preferable to the urban life. When we choose between options on the par, we can do something really rather remarkable. We could put our very selves behind an option. Here's where I stay. Here's who I am. I'm for banking. I'm for chocolate and donuts. This response in hard choices is a rational response, but it's not dictated by the reasons given to us. Rather, it's supposed by reasons created by us. When we create reason for ourselves to become this kind of person rather than that, we are wholeheartedly become the people that we are. You might say that we become the authors of our own lives. So, when we face hard choices, we shouldn't beat our head against a wall trying to figure out which alternative is better. There's no best alternative. Instead of looking for a reason out there, we should be looking for a reason in here. Who am I to be? You might decide to be a bean sack wearing, cereal loving, country living banker, and I might decide to be a black sack wearing, urban, donut serving artist. What we do in hard choices is very much up to each of us. Now, people who don't exercise their normative powers in hard choices are drifters. We all know people like that. I drifted into being a lawyer. I didn't put my agency behind lawyering. I wasn't for lawyering. Drifters allow the world to write a story of their lives. Let their mechanism of reward and punishment pass on the hell, fear, and the easiness of action to determine what they do. So the lesson of hard choices reflect on what you can put your agency behind, on what you can be for, and through hard choices become that person. Far from being sources on agony and J, hard choices are precious opportunities for us to celebrate what is special about the human condition. Let the reasons that govern our choices as correct or incorrect sometimes run out, and it's here, in the space of hard choices, that we have a power to create reason for ourselves to become the distinctive popular that we are, and that's why hard choices are not a curse but a godsend. Thank you for listening.